Hi Internet, I'm Kaylee, and today I'm making a video about writing. So I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while, and I've been planning to for a few weeks, but I'm really camera shy, so I've been putting it off, but I'm finally gonna do it. So today I'm talking about writing for yourself. So I mean this in two different ways. Basically, the first is writing about whatever subject you want to write about, and the second way is writing privately, like journaling or writing a story simply for your eyes only. So I'm going to explain why you should do this, or really why you're totally allowed to do this. So let's talk about the first thing. Writing about what subject you want. So you probably already write about things you like, or at least I hope that's what you're doing. Because why would you write about something you don't want to write about? That's no fun. But I do know that a lot of writers are concerned with if they want to like sell something, if it will be popular, but I'd say it's more important to write about something that you're interested in than something that you think will be popular. There's an awesome writing channel that I'm gonna tell you about quickly. Their name is M. Kieran, and they say that all the time, that you should just write what you want to write, and writing should be fun, and that's the whole point. And they give a lot of other good writing advice, so I will link their channel in the description box below, and you can go check out all of their wonderful writing advice videos, because really, they're great. They have a lot of good tips. And even though I'm uploading a writing video right now, I don't really upload videos often because, like I said, I'm pretty camera shy, and I put them off for a long time, so even though I have a long list of video topics about writing and otherwise, I'm probably not going to get to it for a while because I'm nervous. Sorry. So I would say check out their channel in the meantime if you want more writing videos. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So I would like to give you a couple of examples where writing about whatever you want is totally fine and it works. So to give you a personal example, I took a writing for performance class last semester. So we wrote a monologue, a couple of poems, a 10-minute play, and did a performance art piece for our final project, and it was really fun. And for that class, I wrote my monologue from the perspective of a mermaid, and I was really scared to do that because I thought everyone would think that was too silly, and they'd be like, ugh, that's like, what a ridiculous, stupid story, why did you write that? But nobody said that. Everybody thought it was really funny, and I kind of meant for it to be humorous, so I was happy about that. So I mean, you can write about mermaids, you can write about, you know, whatever you want to. Like, there are no limits. That's what's awesome about writing. There are no limits. Don't limit yourself. Another thing that I wrote was a 10-minute play about time travel. Now, when you say it like that, it sounds like it's breaking some of the rules that were laid out for us in this guide we read on writing the 10-minute play, which was you shouldn't write in any scene changes because really this is a very short thing and it really should be only one scene, and also you shouldn't make it too overly complicated in terms of like props and stuff, because if you're going to be putting on this 10-minute play, it's probably not going to be by itself, it's probably going to be in a night of like 8 or 10 like 10-minute plays all one after another. So just to be courteous to the stage crew and the people who run that theater, you should make your play pretty simple for them to put on because they have a lot to do. So writing about time travel, well, you can't really put a time machine on stage if it's going to be some big complicated thing, and having a scene change of traveling in time, that's going to be a bit too complex for the parameters. But I just made it about a person who simply said, I'm a time traveler, and my time machine is broken right now, and so there was no actual time machine on stage, there was no need to time travel. They were just talking about what it's like to time travel, and it was still like a soft science fiction kind of story, and it still was about traveling through time. It just didn't need to be as complex as you might think. So I would say think about if there's something you really want to do but there are restrictions like that, I would say think about how you can still make it work, because you can still make it work. And, you know, again, I thought my classmates would think that was really weird, but nobody did. They actually really liked it. So, like, don't let what other people think stop you from writing before you even write it, because you never know if they'll actually love it. Finally for this, I'm going to show you an example of a published book. So right now I'm reading American Gods by Neil Gaiman, and this is a super popular author. You've probably heard of him, and this is a pretty popular book. There's even a comic book adaptation, which I'm totally reading next, as soon as I can get my hands on it. But yeah, this book has a lot of weird stuff in it. Like, it's really long, and most of it is very weird, but it's still very popular, you know? And so you shouldn't really let weirdness be something that you have to avoid, because you can literally write whatever you want. There's a lot of weird junk in this book. There is, like, very weird, like, sex, and there's very weird dreams and going into different realities and stuff, so it's really like, don't limit yourself, is the whole point. The other thing I wanted to mention is writing for yourself. So yeah, like I said, journaling, but you can also write fiction this way. Write a story as though no one else can ever see it, as though no one else will ever see it, and like they physically cannot. Because I'm guessing you're probably pretty worried about what people will think, and that's probably a huge obstacle, like one of the main obstacles that's preventing you from writing what you want to write. So I would say don't worry about that, and give yourself a space where you don't have to worry about that. Even if you're working on something that you definitely want to publish, work on something else that you definitely won't. At least tell yourself that when you're starting. So just write something privately. I have a story that I'm working on that I don't want anyone to ever see, because, you know, that's just how I'm writing it. I don't think it's really, like, an actual embarrassing story, but I'm telling myself that no one will ever see it, so that I don't have any restrictions. And I think that works really well. Just take any story and say, this is for me. I'm writing this for myself and for no one else. And if it turns out you've written quite a bit of it and you realize you do want to share it, that's totally fine. You know, this isn't some kind of solemn oath that you can never show this to anyone ever again and you broke the rule if you show it to someone. That's not the point. The point is to just write something and then, you know, just write something that no one will see, and then if you decide you do want to share it, that's okay. The only rule is that you're not obligated to share it. You don't have to, but you can. So I find that really helps you use your whole imagination and kind of gets rid of that whole fear of writing something that's too weird or too whatever adjective you want to use. So I also wanted to quickly mention about popularity and whatever. If you know something is definitely not popular, you can still write that. So my example is, I really like, along with mermaids and time travel, I really like vampires. And I mean, I really like vampires. I have read a lot of vampire books, and I obviously want to write one of my own because that's what I like to read, and you should write what you like to read. So I want to write that, even though they're not very popular anymore. I would say with the rise of the Twilight Saga and like right around the late 2000s is when vampire fiction was super duper popular, but I would say it's that particular moment of popularity has come and gone. Even though that's the case, I still want to write a vampire story, and I'm gonna write a vampire story because, you know, it doesn't matter if it's popular or not. So you can one other thing that M. Kieran actually mentioned in a recent video. I'm going to be mentioning them a lot when I talk about writing because they're great. is you can sell anything. Like, that's it. You can sell anything. So it doesn't matter what seems popular. You can write whatever book you want, and as long as you worked hard on it and it's a good book, you know, you can sell it. So you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, this whole video is just about not caring so much what other people think until that's a relevant step in the process. Like, basically, don't let other people's criticisms stop you from writing. Like, you should take criticism into account when it's constructive and when you're working on revising your novel, but don't let it stop you in the first place. There's a time and place for criticism. It is not the moment you open the Word document. So yeah, I hope that all helps, and I'm gonna actually end the video now. So until my next video, thank you for watching, thanks so much, and goodbye!